Hey everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas here in Las Vegas. Wilder versus Fury 2 fight week, right in the middle of it, being joined with a very special guest, former world champion, Mr. Kevin Kelly. Kevin, 50-50 fight or nah?
50-50. This is the way it goes, 50-50. Wilder by knockout, Fury by decision. Because, think about it like this. In the first fight, it tells you a little bit, you got to peek behind the curtain, that Fury was boxing very well and winning the fight. But those knockdowns is what hurt him. So I'm thinking about this fight, I've talked to Mark, his trainer, and they want a knockout. And they think that that's the only way they really can get it. So I think Wilder's going to be maybe a little bit awkward, a little bit more dangerous a little bit. But then again, it works against you because trying to knock somebody out is how you get knocked out. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. Like I said, I think if it goes to distance, I think give it to Fury. Amazing boxer. I mean, I haven't seen a heavyweight box that good probably since Muhammad Ali. He's that good. Punching power of Wilder is amazing. So that's those two things. It's punching power or speed. Speed usually beats power, right? But that kind of power in the wrong at the wrong time in the right place, you can be hurt.
Tyson has said he's going for the knockout in this fight, that he wants to be aggressive, that he wants to push Wilder back. No, for reals. That's what he's saying.
That's a distraction. See, this is what I see.
So you don't buy it at all?
I don't buy it. See, he never had Wilder hurt in that fight at all. He hit him, just shuffled him, but never had him hurt. So what it is if I tell you I'm going to knock you out, right, and I fight the opposite way, you're preparing for something that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's psychological. Remember, this game is 90% psychological. So by Fury saying that to Wilder, I would tell him, if I was fighting Wilder, I'd tell him the same thing. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to get your feathers ruffled so that you come at me and come wide and swinging wild punches, right? Because then you're more accessible. You know what I'm saying? You got to win here, not here.
But what if he does it? We saw Canelo do it. Canelo said that he was going to fight Gennady Golovkin toe-to-toe and push him back. And we all like, yeah, you're crazy. You're not going to do that. And he did it.
Yeah, but
what if Tyson does it?
But the whole thing is, even with that, I scored that fight. And even though he did that, sometimes you don't know if that's going to show up. And to me, he did a pushback. He really did a pushback. He stood still. He never went backwards. He never really went forwards. Okay? He just went still. He moved a little bit. He didn't really commit like really bully Golovkin. Now, I think Fury's just trying to distract us by saying that. Because his best asset is what? Boxing. So to go and get a knockout, he's got to take risk. And why take risk when you don't have to? So if it was me and I'm training him, I'm making him box, fast, speed, make Wilder miss and make him pay. Now on Wilder's side, Wilder's a big puncher. Make Fury throw those combinations, step to the side, and throw a right hand all day.
Now, I brought up that point to his trainer, Sugar Hill, and I said, this sounds like suicide, man. Like, why are you going to try to go forward with a guy that can hit you? And he's like, you're looking at the barrel of a gun already. You have to take a risk. Like, look what happened in the last fight. He's playing it safe, and look, he got caught. This is the only way for us to win.
Nah. You'll know if the trainer was right after the fight's over. If that W stays on your record. The bottom line is everything's emphasized on strategy and game plan. Today, boxing's a format. This is not a fight, people. These are boxing matches you're watching. So understand the chess match that they're playing. 2 moves ahead of you. So what's going on, this is more psychological than it is physical. So right now, if I get you to believe I'm trying to knock you out and you fight in that form, I'm going to beat you in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So just like I'm going to beat you, if I tell you I'm a box and I slug, I do the opposite so you train wrong for me. So that's where this game is developed. It's developed in the psychiatry of the brain.
But it does sound like I could see it being a good plan if he does crowd Wilder, because Wilder, to extend his punches, needs you to be in the mid-distance. And if he's right on his chest, he can't fully extend, and no one's ever done that with Wilder. No one's ever attempted to do that or push him back.
Very good, but guess what? You got to get inside to do that. And Wilder, it's a crooked jab. It's kind of crooked a little bit. But if Wilder gets extension, okay, I had a conversation with Mark, right? I ain't going to say nothing about that conversation.
No, please say it.
No, because that's, Mark's little, he trusts me in game plan.
So you know the game plan?
No, I don't know the game plan, but I know what Mark's been working on a little bit. the bottom line is this: if Wilder utilizes jab, because he can, and remember, Mark really trains him. So Mark is a jabber. So you gotta remember, I never studied the fighter. I studied trainers, because the trainer teach the fighter, right? Yeah. So why would I study the fighter? So now Mark, I know Mark been teaching that jab, and I'm looking for a special jab in this fight, because he didn't jab as well as he should have jabbed in the first fight. So I'm expecting a great jab in the second fight.
You got Wilder, you got Fury this weekend, but you got Joshua with the other parts of the belts. And
wait. You leaving somebody out.
Who?
You leaving the main guy out. Alexander Usyk. You're leaving him out.
He's not a champion yet.
I think he got part of that BO belt. They say he's the interim champion. He fought for the title. So I'm going to give it to him. Listen, his belt says world champion, heavyweight champ, right? It says it. So they can say, well, then he beat somebody for the world title. It was with a spoon, right? Yeah. He beat somebody for the world title. So I think like this. I think he's the most dangerous asset out there.
Who's it?
Yeah. Because he's a southpaw, number one. Maybe, looking at hindsight, maybe Wilder had a problem with Ortiz because he's a southpaw. Right? I'm a southpaw. I understand that's fight righty, lefty. That could be a problem. Now, how well can Fury handle a southpaw like Usyk? Usyk is very dangerous. Lights, camera, action, it don't matter. I'm still talking. Right? At the end of the day, Usyk is a dangerous fighter. He's very, very good at what he does. He knows how to fight. He knows how to fight, win the fight. He can punch. I think he's very dangerous. I think that, me personally, I think that everybody's overlooking him.
Out of, I guess, the four, Wilder, Fury, Joshua, and Usyk, who's the best?
That has to be said and done. I think Usyk.
You think the best is this weekend?
I think Usyk's one of the best.
Yeah.
Me personally.
But not the best.
But I don't know how good he is at heavyweight yet.
Yeah.
Now, out of all of them, I got the best puncher is Wilder. The best boxer is Fury. So, each one has his own place. So, out of those styles, who's the better fighter? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now it boils down to, is the boxer going to beat the brawler? Is the brawler going to beat the boxer? Is the lefty going to beat the righties? So now we got 4 styles that are different, right? 4 styles. So between those 4 styles, which style is better? That's the question.
Which style is better?
We don't know until they all fight. It's got to come down. We're back in the age of Duran, Hagler, Hearns, and Sugar Ray. We're back in that era. We got 4 guys that can fight each other. Win, lose, or draw, we don't care who comes out on top. But now it creates excitement for the public, that public want to see people who have great fights. There's no such thing as a great fighter. There is a thing as such a great fight. And that's what it's based upon. So we need Usyk fighting Joshua, Joshua fighting Wilder, Wilder fighting Fury, Fury fighting Joshua. That's what we need to do all day. Just mix it up like a chuck full of nuts and let's create some great fights.